Nebraska in fall camp. It's been a relatively quieter opening week. Obviously, we had the Miles Farmer thing. We'll hit it on that next. But one thing that has emerged is running back. And I think as you look at this football team right now, this is the question. Is running back a strength or one of the strengths for this Husker offense?
I think it's a strength of the team. Now, Sean, I would ask you this. What position group is stronger than the running back crew? Either side of the ball.
It's hard to find one because you have three guys at running back that have started games.
Right. Now, I'm not suggesting that Nebraska has come on. It's not the best running back group in the Big Ten. It's not probably close. I mean, when you talk about Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards at Michigan, the Ohio State lineup is good. I'm not suggesting that, but if you look at Nebraska and you take Farmer, Miles, and Buford out of the safety positions, if you have those guys at safety, Buford and Farmer, I might give you the secondary as the strongest position group, depth, starting talent. But you take those guys out, and we don't know how long Buford will be out. Marquise, this is an injury situation. He'll be back at some point. We don't know when. But as it stands right now, I'm saying running back is the strongest position on the team.
Now, I will say, like, tight end could find itself up there. Like, let's just say
absolutely,
Tariq Gilbert just comes out and looks like $1 million.
Well, he's got to get eligible. I mean, we don't even know if he's going to be eligible.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
The questions around Gilbert and then Fedoni just not proving it.
Right.
Tight end could immediately become a strength.
It could.
Receiver could be really good. I mean, Xavier Betts could have a breakout year.
Yeah.
Billy Kemp's going to be good. Marcus Washington, that hand injury, it's interesting to see how that's going to affect his reps and development here in August as he gets the cast off this week.
Receivers
but there's a few, but you're right. I mean, I think you have three backs, Gabe Ervin Jr., Anthony Grant, and Ramir Johnson that have all started games before.
It really sounds, Sean. Okay, so just so people kind of understand our methodology here, we listen closely to what the coaches and players say at these news conferences, right? We all do that. You have a lot of sources. I have some sources. So it's kind of a combination of what you're hearing publicly and then what you're sort of hearing behind the scenes. And what I've ascertained about the running back position is Irvin's got a leg up right now. Gabe Ervin, 20 carries, only 20 carries last year for 94 yards, was banged up. But it seems like really starting in the spring, there's so much talk from the coaching staff about Ervin. It looks like he's carried that into camp. The question I have about him is how will he look with this kind of new physique? He's way bigger.
I mean, he looks like Eddie George.
He's really big
huge.
now. Yeah, he's big. He went from 212. He's 6 foot. He went from 212 to 225, and it's muscle. Now, can he still move? Like, he was fast.
I got a kick out of him saying, I like to eat.
Yeah, he likes to eat, but he obviously likes to lift too. So what will that look like?
What's he going for is my question. Is he just trying to get consistent 4 to 6 yard runs where when his shoulder pads get square, he's going to go forward?
Yeah.
Or is he trying for home runs? Because I feel like, and you're on the same page, I think Anthony Grant can give you some of those home runs.
Yeah, and I think Irvin's probably straight line speed is faster than Grant. So what's he going for? I think he's just going for it all. I mean, I think he wants to give you, Sean, those 3 to 5 to 6 yard runs where you put it really well, where you get your pads square and
you fall
ran
forward.
and play Big Ten football. But I think
look at that big boy.
I think he's all swole there. I mean, he must have just got done bench or something. But yeah,
that looks like you after Planet Fitness.
Yeah, that is what that.
They hit the
like.
Bells in there when you're in there lifting, right? If you're going too hard at Planet Fitness, don't they hit like an alarm?
I've never heard it, but that's allegedly they do that.
Oh, they don't do it for you in there.
We'll talk about that later. Grant, Sean, the other thing that you kind of hear from the coaches and in these interviews is I guess Grant's had some problems with pass blocking that he's got to fix that. And you just wonder how that factors into the overall discussion. But Ramir Johnson, Okay, would I be surprised if on August 31, Ramir Johnson was the starting running back? No, not at all. Wouldn't be surprised. If Ramir Johnson somehow catches a heater in camp, you could start a Big Ten game with Ramir Johnson at running back and feel pretty
I mean,
good.
he made plays to almost beat Michigan in 2021. I think people forget
He's
Michigan
good
went
against
to
Iowa last year.
Michigan went to the college football playoff, and he made plays to almost beat them.
Yeah, he made a great over-the-shoulder catch. And then against Iowa, he played well last year. He ended last year, tough year for him. He didn't play much, but looked good running the ball against Iowa.
And he's a fifth year. I mean, it feels like he's been here 20 years, and he still have.
Boy, you like that though.
He's still. I mean, he has one. I mean, this COVID thing, he can come back another year. If
you like that. See, that's what the top 3 guys in that room
6
are
year.
grown men. They're grown men. I mean, they're men. You don't have boys. Irvin's a grown man.
He's
now.
a third-year player, but
Irvin?
Yeah,
no, I think he's 4th.
Gabe Irvin came in 2021.
Okay, so he's 3rd.
Yeah, he started as a true freshman in 2021.
Make sure you're right about that. But
yeah, he was the first true freshman to start a season opener at running back.
I think you're right. Grant's a grown man.
He's a 6 year.
6 year. Ramir Johnson's a grown man.
5th year.
Now the question, if you're really getting into this, is there a pretty sizable drop off from 3 to 4? You know, it's Emmett Johnson. Is it Emmett Johnson? Now, is Emmett Johnson, who looked okay-ish in the spring game, is he ready? Because Sean, it's not like a quarterback discussion. This is a running back discussion. You can get down to 4 pretty fast. We've seen it a lot. So is he ready?
Is Lubin the walk-on?
Yeah.
They mentioned him a lot, actually.
Yeah, Lubin must be pretty good.
Wahoo kid, right?
Yeah. So those are your guys. And then Quentin Ives.
Freshman.
They got to get him rolling. You got to have 5, 6 guys ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, this thought of only having like Satterfield says, I wish we'd had Bo Jackson.
Well, that's the other discussion is the committee discussion. And I asked Gabe Irvin about that. And, he says, I'd like to be the guy, but then he described kind of the mindset in the camp, which is it's a committee kind of mindset. They want to be relentless. They don't want a tired guy out there. They don't want tired legs out there. They don't have to have tired legs out there. But I would tell you this, Sean, if one of those guys separates, if Irvin comes out against Minnesota and rushes 22 times for 140 yards, he'll be the guy, right? I mean, so there's always that possibility that this committee approach could kind of go by the wayside if one of these guys,
a hot hand.
Yeah.